you're free Palestine, you know, like you believe that this is a real issue that's been happening, right? Like there's actually a really, you know, tragic situation. And then at the same time, you're also have a ton of like conservative followers who have, you know, who may not agree with you on those
a lot
topics.
of them don't. No, yeah, and it's interesting because I view every topic individually. I think everyone should, but I think a lot of people are tribal and they just follow what their team does. And so it's I was kind of getting lumped in conservative because a few of my views are conservative, but I've always also had a lot of liberal views. I've always been, you know, anti-war. I was against, you know, the Ukrainian war, the Iraq war, but the Republican Party also had turned against, or a lot of the Republican Party, not some of them, but were kind of against the Ukrainian war. So I was feeling like, okay, you know, the anti-war right, the free speech right, I thought. Then the Israel war came in and they all just jumped on board telling lies like, yeah, obviously what Hamas did was terrible, but people that didn't come out of a vacuum. They don't understand that's been happening since what, since before 1947, you know, they came in, you know, the Jews came in there. They made plans. The bankers made plans. I think it was 1897. They started slowly putting people over there, buying weapons. And then the early 1940s, they started doing a terrorist attacks, bombing people, poisoning wells, killing Palestinians, massacring. People don't know this history. They just repeat the lie of it was always the Jewish homeland. All this. It's true. Jews lived there about 1,500 years ago. But they're probably different Jews because most Jews now are mostly white. Not, you know, they don't look like Palestinians. So it's kind of ridiculous to say,
especially Twitter allowing things and not allowing things, but being the most free speech platform right now, according to, you know, free speech.
It's really not the most free speech though. Perfect example as I put out. You know, Jewish people brought terrorism to the Middle East. And let me be clear, I shouldn't even have to say this, but I have lots of Jewish friends. I shouldn't have to do this claim, blah, blah, I'm not anti-Semitic. But it's bullshit they even have to say it. But the truth of the matter is a lot of people don't know that the Jewish people are the ones that brought terrorism to the Middle East. They went there doing terrorist attacks early on. They bombed the King David Hotel, killing 90-something people. It was the largest attack the world had ever seen until multiple years later. They were kidnapping English soldiers and hanging them. They executed the negotiator out there. They tried to execute, I believe, President Taft. They were doing massive terrorism out there. And so they're the ones that literally brought terrorism in there. So I posted that with news clips and articles, and then I got in trouble on Twitter for that.
I think there was a couple of other things that you were actually talking about that was really interesting. How about just currently, like more on the humanitarian aid front, right? Like just posting like what's going on with the supplies and
I'm on a bunch of Telegram channels from there, and I only post a very few videos. The shit I see is just it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Every day, hundreds of videos I see every day. So I only post, you know, one or two because you can't just.
Yeah, because I think
people can't see all this. It's just too brutal. The stuff I see. It's
extreme, and
it's extreme.
Yeah, I saw a video of a girl walking around, and her eye was hanging out of her face, and it's really disturbing. But I think majority of Muslims right now are focused on and more interested in actually just getting the help that they can to these people.
Yeah, they're killing people that are getting food. It's just like absolutely sick. They're waiting for food, and there've been a couple of them now where they massacre them. Could you imagine, like, you're the father out getting food for your children, and then you get killed, and there's no one, you know, your wife and kids are waiting back, and then people in the U.S. are defending this, and they're trying to say it's not happening. I literally have hundreds of videos on my phone of it happening. Like I said, I don't post that many of them, but I like literally, I see it every day. It's hard to watch it sometimes. Some days I'm like, oh, I need to I can't go look through this. It's just like, kid after kid, arms blown off, kids crying because they lost their parents. You're just seeing this. I've never seen such horrors in my life, and I'm just disgusted that so many people are supporting this on both sides, in particular the Republican Party. They're all just paid for and controlled, you know, by a different subject. But the Jewish lobby, AIPAC, completely trolls all of our American politicians, which technically is illegal. Foreign lobbies interfering is illegal, but it's not enforced.
Yeah. So and I remember when you were on the Dean show 3 months ago, a lot has happened since then, and it's like I know you actually were super up to date on the numbers. Do you know the numbers right now?
Man, they're so staggering. I can't even keep up. I remember like a few weeks ago, it was like 15,000 children dead. They were saying, and maybe like I think it was like over 30,000
Over
women and
30,000.
children. I think it's over 40,000. I don't know the numbers. It just keeps adding up, and
keeps going, yeah.
it's just so staggering. I had to stop following. It just gets so depressing. You know, being a father, seeing just these dead children, and then you get conservatives trying to be like, oh, they're fake videos and this and that.
How could you fake? Did you see the video of the guy who burned himself?
Yeah, that was pretty.
That it was
pretty gnarly. I mean, obviously, I think that's a stupid thing to do,
That's
but it
an
just showed
extreme.
him.
Yeah, that's an extreme.
You know, but it showed he had strong feelings and convictions, and I think it was dumb he did that. But it, you know, maybe it'll make a statement. You know, you believe strong enough, and the guy stood, you know, yelling "Free Palestine" as he was fucking burning to death.
That's pretty strong. Yeah,
I like that. I'm like, damn, that's some serious pain.
Tough,
you know,
tough,
so
yeah.
I mean,
Tough.
he went
but-
out with his beliefs.